Alright guys, check out this spot. It's pretty awesome, isn't it? So we left yesterday pretty late. It was probably close to 7 because I didn't know I thought I had to work today, which is Saturday, but got my buddy to cover me. And so I'm like, we getting out of town. So it's supposed to be cooler up here, like 85, and like I can already tell even this morning that it's like way cooler than, because we were up here last week. So we were like, last week we were over like, let's see if I get my finger in the right spot. We were like over there, there's a little road that goes up to there. But I like this spot better, and we considered going to this spot last time, but there was somebody parked over there and they're running their gin and stuff, but there's nobody over there now. I might go to this spot next time. Maybe it looks like it's a little bit more level right here, parked by the tree. But this side's cool because it's got trees to where like we can sit under them in the morning sun, and then as the sun comes over we'll have the awning and then it'll block the afternoon sun, which is nice. So yeah, so we got a nice breeze. And so what I like about this is that it's like the same area that we camped in like 3 times in a row, but now we're at a different spot and it's like totally different scenery almost, you know? So that's cool. So when we rolled in last night, so I picked, so there's like up there, there's a main road that comes up from the highway, and then there's another like dirt forest road kind of over those mountains. So just like a quarter mile, half mile up. So we tried that last night. I pinned some spots, but it was late. It was like after we made a bunch of stops for food and hit Walmart and stuff. We got pretty late. It was probably like 12 in the morning or something, and so we went down to one spot, and I went down to where I could turn around and went over there and looked, and somebody was in there, so I just decided to come over here because every time we come, we always find a spot. So might as well, and the road's nice, and you know, kind of know the area, I guess, a little bit. I'll pick that up so we can throw it away. So this campsite's pretty kind of like group site, tent site friendly, so a little bit of trash. I mean, it wasn't too bad, so we just been walking around picking stuff up. But yeah, but the truck's doing awesome. I'm gonna do a video about the truck later as far as how it does. A little truck review kind of thing. But for right now, we're just chilling, soaking up some solar. And the weather's awesome. We got a breeze. I mean, it's probably like 78 right now, so it makes me just want to sit down and feel the breeze and not do anything. So that's what I'm gonna go back to doing. We got I don't know what we got going on over here. I think we got some horny cows going on. Almost trying to get the other one, but I don't know what they're doing now. Anyways, come over here, check out this other spot that I seen last time. See if the sucker's any good. So we're right here. There's another trailer. That's the spot right there. That's that one right there. The one right behind us. That is the spot that's always taken every time we come here. All right, guys, so in typical fashion, it is monsoon season. So there was a big cell, like I seen it on the radar. I think it's this guy right here, but I think it's moving that way, fortunately. But it looks like we got a little one here. Like every now and then I'll hear a couple loud booms. I don't know if it was from that. I think it's probably coming from this one here. But just awesome weather today. It's about 10 degrees cooler in St. George than it was last weekend, and I think that's kind of sort of representative of here because it's about 10 degrees cooler and it's just been nice. So Sun came out, hung out under the trees, got some shade, kicked back, and then we went inside and watched a movie, just kind of hanging out. We might go for a drive later, let the kids catch a nap, because they need it. And but yeah, so I think the only thing that I'm really worried about if there's a thunderstorm, well, obviously you got to worry about forest fires, but I don't know, we'll see. But the thing is, so this road right here, I think this part of the road is probably fine, but when you get down to, you see how over there, like, let's see if I can show you. So that right there is like the main forest road, and it cuts kind of across in front of like this pasture. Well, there's some pretty good ruts down there, so like I know that it's not as hard packed. Like this stuff right here, I could probably fill up, but it wouldn't get too sloppy. But that section from basically that little gate right there all the way over there looks like it could get sloppy, so we don't want that. But you know, probably some wheel speed and we might be all right. I'm not sure, but anyways, I do want to get a winch, but on the front of the truck, but I'm not so sure how it's going to help in somewhere like this, because you really got nothing to winch off of. I don't know, but anyways, there's some other people out here, so it is what it is. We'll figure it out, but no, I think we're cool. You never know, these monsoons, man, you just be chilling, it's clear, and then the next second there's a freaking thunderstorm rolling over the mountains. It looks like it's raining a little bit over there, huh? Yeah. And then that looks like a big boy over there. It looks like it's causing something. It looks like it's over there, like St. George, kind of over St. George, but at least it ain't coming this way, so I'm happy. But everybody's cool, we're chilling, kicking it back, trying to keep the kids entertained and trying not to lose our sanity. But it's been pretty good so far. Just those mornings waking up and just seeing some trees and getting the cool breeze. Shit, I don't know, I'll take it over the city any day. All right, another update later. Ah, fellas, well, beautiful Sunday morning. Nice cloud covered day. You just can't beat it. So Sundays always do that to me. I always wake up and it's beautiful and it's like, hey, just calling sick, stay another day, but can't do it. So chilling out, sipping some coffee, enjoying ourselves, do some breakfast here in a little while, and then sooner or later we're gonna have to pack up and go home, but it's only a couple hours away, so ain't no big deal. And the cool thing about this spot is to get that back to the regular road, like 2 miles up, there's a dump station, so I get to dump and everything before I go home, and it's all free. So hail to the use, yeah. So hope you guys are enjoying your day. Take it easy. Ah, guys, we're in Mesquite, Nevada. I was gonna stop at this Taco Bell, get some grub, but apparently the dining room's closed. So yeah, we came out of St. George, went through the gorge, and then like this, we saw on the Doppler this thunderstorm was blowing over. And like a little bit before we got here, like we just got hit with some big wind. I was doing like 67, and it slowed down 55, and then I got off the freeway because it's like gusting pretty good. I don't know if you hear it in the camera, but you know, it's not crazy, but it gusts pretty good, so it was moving me around. And a couple things I did do, which I'm glad I did. Obviously I upgraded the truck, but then I put a second sway on this side to help out. So now we're gonna load up and go find somewhere else to eat, kick back and eat for a little bit, see if this blows over. And you know what I'm saying, I don't want to be driving in a 40-mile-an-hour gust. It feels like it's, I don't know what it's doing, if it's calming down or coming in or what it's doing, but don't need to be on the interstate. So we're gonna grab some grub and see what happens. All right, fellas, so we're still in Mesquite, and the freeway goes that way and a little bit that way, right into this nasty storm up here. So check this out. So there's been some hellacious lightning. Did you see that? So I'll roll the camera for a minute. We've been seeing some like crazy ass lightning strikes, and we've seen on the Doppler that it was like red, a cell that was blowing over. So we're gonna kick back and wait it out for a little while, because I ain't about to drive into that. And I'm only like 80 miles from home, I think, around, somewhere around 80. Oh, did you see that? Hell yeah. So it's not too windy, but the closer we get to that, the worse it's gonna be. So we're just gonna chill out. We got a full tank of gas. We just got some McDonald's, and we're just gonna chill out. It's crazy. I'll bring you in, but I don't know. We were getting a little rain from that, but
fellas. Well, I am stopped, so I left. I was watching the weather, the radar, and it showed that there was going to be a little break in Moapa, and that was like 30 miles from me. You can still see lightning. It's freaking crazy. So I decided, since there was a break and that big cell was gone, that I was going to go through there. So I rolled it. I was pretty good at like 60, and then there was this hill, and then there was a freaking semi-truck blown over, so we had to go slow through that. And then now we're just hitting another little, maybe that second cell that was coming in. And yeah, it was whipping me around pretty good. So I decided, you know, instead of going like 50 with my flashers on, that I'm just gonna go ahead and pull over and kick it the hell back for a little while. Cause yeah, it wasn't good. And then you could see where like everything flooded. I wish Amanda would have recorded, but I wish I would have recorded, but I ain't messing with it right now. I'm gonna kick back here for a few, go to the bathroom, see what happens. Well, so this is all part of it. You know, it's my responsibility to make sure I get my family home safe. And sometimes, you know, you might have to park it for a minute while a storm, like this big ass storm right here, this whole thing is going that way. So we're at like the tail end of it. And like I said, I think maybe if we wouldn't have had to stop for the overturned truck, we may have got past it, I don't know. But it was whipping good, you know what I mean? And it was raining, so I just figured let's just pull her over and kick it back for a little while. And so it's dying down a lot. It was blowing pretty good earlier. So we will see what happens. Hit the road here in just a little bit. Oh, all right, so I wanted to wrap this video up here, and it's the next day, it's Monday, so obviously I made it home okay. And it went pretty well. So after the second stop, where we waited it out, probably about a half an hour, 40 minutes, 45 minutes, something like that, and just let the wind die down. And we knew we were at the tail end of it. So once that died down a little bit, we got on the road, and then it was a little bit windy for about, I don't know, about 10 minutes, and then it was smooth sailing after that. But hell yeah. So, you know, to kind of wrap things up, you know, I'm super happy that I upgraded the truck, because in the half ton it would have been so bad. Because I figured when I pulled over in Mesquite, everything was good. So if you don't know that section of I-15, there's what they call the gorge that comes, it's like Utah, Arizona, Nevada, like really quick. You go through, you come out of Utah, you go into Arizona, that's where like the main part is, and then you come out in Nevada basically. And so what it is just a big carving through a mountain, and it's, you know, turns and grades, and it's interesting. So it was cool through there, and we were watching the Doppler, and we knew that if we timed it right, we could get to Mesquite. You know, we just filling it out to see how Mesquite was, and we knew we were going to stop and get some food anyway. So about, I don't know, about quarter mile or two before the exit, it just got crazy windy. And so it was actually the first time that I had to actually reach down and engage the trailer brake, and not necessarily because it was swaying, you know, I wasn't back and forth, but I mean, it was just, I don't know, man. It was, I mean, I guess you could call it sway. Well, I mean, it was controlled sway, but it was just, it was moving enough. And right when I was getting ready to get off, I had to slow down to about 55, 50. And, you know, the winds were coming at me like this from the side. So I was in the slow lane. So everything that went past me was just like disrupting the air and making me move around, you know, along with the wind. And then right as I was coming up to the exit, there was a truck that was coming past me. And I ended up having to just hit the slider just a little bit to make sure, you know, everything stayed cool. And it did, and we got off the freeway and we were okay. And like I said, the truck was fine. Like, I never felt like anything was too much for the truck, but you know, once the trailer starts moving around back there, you really, you know, a 30-foot box is a 30-foot box, and so there's not a whole lot you can do with that other than you know, get off the road because it's not safe. So that's what we did. So we chilled in Mesquite for probably about an hour and a half, you know, maybe 2 hours, I don't know, somewhere around there. But we ate and just watched the lightning show. And the lightning, we were actually looking the way we were traveling, and that lightning was like right there.
where we were going to be going, and so we knew we didn't want to get into that. And then when we monitored the weather some more, it said that there were 70-mile-per-hour gusts, and so you know, we're thankful for that. And then when we seen the break in the weather, so that big cell had come through Moapa, which was 30 miles away, and then there was another smaller one behind it, but it, you know, it wasn't that bad. So we were like, all right, well, it's calm here. Let's hit the road. We can get to Moapa, potentially get by it, and then we're good to go. So we did that. And then as we were coming down a grade right before Moapa, there was a truck that had turned over on its side. Looked like it got blown over. It was taking a nap. And then there was also on the other side of the freeway, it was closed. They were diverting traffic because the whole thing was like flooded out. So yeah, so we were happy that we didn't go through that, definitely. So then a little bit after Moapa, just, you know, when we left Mesquite, I was able to go 65, and then like shortly after that, the winds just started going. And then once the wind was going enough and it was starting to rain pretty good, and I had to slow down to like 55, 50, and I'm like, if I'm in a brand new 3/4 ton and I gotta slow down to 50, I shouldn't really be on the road, you know what I mean? So that's my thinking. I probably could have pushed it and been okay, or, you know, maybe went a few miles and been past it, but, you know, I didn't feel like it was worth it. So then I pulled over on the exit, and I'm pretty familiar with that piece of freeway, so I know where all the exits are at. So, you know, I always felt like if it got bad, I could get off, but I ended up having to use the slider again. So it was whipping me. I slowed it down to like 55, and then I ended up slowing down to 50. And then I had a bus that came up and was passing me, and it disrupted the air so much that I ended up hitting the slider and basically moving over into the shoulder a little bit, and slowing down with my flashers, you know, and I rode it about 45 until my exit, which was about a mile up the road. And at that time, I'm like, no, we ain't going no further. We're just gonna chill. So we ended up chilling. Got back on the freeway. It was all good. Rolled it home, no problems. But I just wanted to update you on that and just tell you, hey, but you monitor the weather. Like, the monsoon season is crazy because, like I said earlier in the video, like, you just chilling, and then all of a sudden, bam, here comes a thunderstorm. So we monitor the weather before we leave every time to check it out, to see what's going on. And this was the first time we actually encountered, you know, a pretty good thunderstorm while traveling. And, you know, like, these thunderstorms here in the west, if you get a big thunderstorm, they come with lots of wind. So that is the big thing. They cause havoc, you know, and then the rain, obviously, the flash flooding and stuff. So you want to be safe. But anyways, we made it. It's all good. Appreciate you guys rolling with me, and we will talk to you on the next one.